Hey guys, welcome back to the cellar again, and appreciate everybody who subscribed here in the last week. It really does help out. We haven't quite hit our 1,000 people yet, but we're getting close. So thank you, I appreciate it. Keep watching and hit the thumbs up if you enjoy what I'm doing, and send me a comment. Love reading the comments. So anyway, what we're working on is the mini bike. So this is the Baja that I picked up about a year ago, and you guys can see that she's a little thrashed. I give 50 bucks for it, and I've always wanted one, and I have a plan. We're gonna do a military tribute bike. So it's going to be kind of a war pig or a WarHog or whatever they called them. So I had this 5-horse Briggs floating around in the collection, and it's been around a long time, and I had it running probably 10 years ago, and it ran really good. So I've been waiting to find a project to put it on, and I was looking. I didn't want to put I could put a Predator engine on here, because that's what basically was on it originally, but that's not the look. You know, I don't want the head sticking out over here and flat with the gas tank on top. Notice this gas tank. That's a real gas tank, smashed and beaten. It's all of its glory. Check that crease out. That's why it ended up in the junkyard. But we're going to knock a lot of that out. We'll Bondo up the rest. And it's not rusted or anything. It's in good shape on the bottom. That's going to be our gas tank. So one of the projects I got to do, besides getting the pulley off it and doing all that, is I've got to... I took the carburetor off, as you guys can see. I got that out of the way. And I'm going to build a carburetor that actually uses, you know, the type of carb that has the bowl on the bottom, like a, you know, not a Tillotson, but kind of the Chinese knockoff snowblower carburetors. I want one of those, so when the fuel line, you know, fills it up, it's going to look a little more normal for a motorcycle type engine. That's what I'm trying to make it look like, even though it's going to have a CVT clutch. So that's why we're doing what we're doing here. We're going to do a CVT clutch on it. With a 5-horse, this thing should scoot right along pretty good. Well, we made a valiant attempt. We got her quite a ways. Not quite far enough though. She almost come off. Okay, we rehooked on it. We're going to give her another try. Everything is pulling kind of crooked, but we'll give it a whirl, see if she'll come. She pulled through on the washer. My washers didn't quite make it. They were pretty thin. I don't know what they were. Choke plates, I think. They almost look like butterflies out of a carburetor. But they had holes in them. It didn't work. I don't think I moved it at all. It was jammed right on there. I have to come up with something heavier dutier than that. That took some beating, but we got her. Man, that come off hard. Holy crap. We got her off there. My crazy contraption worked. It's beautiful. Now we got to get this little guy off. Gotta get him out of there. I think the best way to do that might be with the 3-jaw puller here. I'm not sure. It's kind of it's a flat surface. This is designed for a point, so I'm not sure if that's going to work. Maybe we could drill the end of the shaft, give it a little start, maybe a little center. What do you think? What we'll do is we'll kind of guess where the center is. Give it a couple whacks. Somewhere out there. We'll try putting this on there. Okay, well, we got a center, sort of. It's not really in the center, but it's something. And now, I'm going to try to remember how to use this. This is my favorite puller. It's got this tension, so you can actually hold it on there. The gear will probably, I can almost even get behind the gear right there, I think. That might be a better way to pull than on the sprocket. Let's try that. I'm not sure this is going to work. We're up on the gear, on the lip of the gear. Make sure it's tight. It won't slide off. Give it a little more whirl. Then we'll get on here with the socket. We'll try sucking that sucker off there. Okay. Go back you guys up just a skosh. How's that? You guys see anything? Well, that was easy enough. I expected that one to fight me too coming off. But we got them. Got them both off, and get the pins out, get the side cover off, and drain the oil out. And we're going to see if we can put a bearing. I'm not sure it's possible, but you guys see this crankshaft has a bearing on it. This is a crankshaft out of the motor that has the side cover that we want down here. So it looks like You guys see? It's been machined slightly larger than this. This has been machined probably to 3/4, right on the money, and this is just a hair bigger. So it probably won't fit. But worst case scenario, I could change the whole crankshaft. This crankshaft seemed to be okay. I think it had a rod knock. I think the rod was bad in the other motor. So I'm thinking this crankshaft will fit, but they both come out of 5-horse Briggs. But let's get this side cover off and see what's going on in there. Okay, we got to get these keys out. Get underneath those with something. Pop them out. Oh, it's moving. There she goes out. We can get this one up. Okay, that one's up on top. This is a woodruff key, this is a round one. Okay, they're out. So now, get the bolts out of the cover. We'll probably lose a little bit of oil because it'll drain it, but you know how that goes. Not too bad. It's coming off. Gasket's hanging up a little. That was fun. We got it. So, that is the end of the crankshaft. You can see that it's machined pretty big. We definitely aren't going to put the bearing on it. Show you what we mean. Okay, so back up here a little bit. You guys can see that yes, there is a shoulder machined on here. There's the gear, but it is way too big compared to the bearing. So see how that just has a slight collar shelf to it right there. This one here It's got 1/8 of an inch, at least a heavy 1/8, all the way around on it. So the only way we're going to do this is pull the crankshaft out of it and slap that rod on. We'll have to mark the crank before we pull it so we can get the rod back on it the right way, and then go from there. This camshaft is going to have to get changed because it has the Audi camshaft. We should make sure that this cover is going to fit. This cover here, see, it's got the 4 bolts on it. Yeah, it hits in the edge there. Alignment pins look good. This looks good. Looks like it's going to line up with alignment pin. That all should go right on there. And but we're definitely going to have to change the crankshaft. That means we got to pull the flywheel and everything off that side of it so we can get the crankshaft out. But so is life. Okay, so we got the flywheel off. I didn't show you that. It came off super easy, no problem. So that was one thing that was good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to mark this so we know where the connecting rod goes back on, because you could flip it 180 degrees. So all I'm going to do is reach down in here, put a little punch on that, if I can see it. There, I can see it now. And then what I'll do is I'll try to rotate it around on the turn. Why? Come on. Not sure why it doesn't want to turn, but it doesn't. Come on, baby. You don't even have to turn around in there. What's going on? Something was binding here. I don't have to crank this binding here. Should be what's holding it up. There she goes. I think it was pulled out just a little bit, causing it to bind. So I think that's my punch mark right there. So we will put another punch mark down here. Yep. So we got 2 punch marks. I'll show you what I did. Can you guys see those marks? Besides my psychedelic light? There's one showing up pretty good. And then there's one right up at the top. So we know that's the side they go on. Pretty simple. Get that cap off. Got to remember your rod bolts have little retainers. I'll get those out of the way. This one bent up. Maybe. Okay. So all I did was, you guys might not be able to see here, we'll zoom you in a little bit. See right on the end of those bolts right there? There's a little flat part of the dipper here, and that's where I bend those up out of the way. So now we got to get in there with 7/16 wrench. That wrench is a little fat, but tight. Guess that's a good thing. Loose. I think it did. Well, of course your battery died. Just seems to be the way it is. So you didn't miss much. I just got the bolt out, and I just got the dipper out of there and the retainer. So those are out, and I'll just set them back together for now. Now we got to get this cam out of here, and if we get it on the right side, we shouldn't have any restriction on it. There goes the cap off. Okay, out comes the cam. We're going to have to go get the other cam out in the garage. And when you do that, you're going to lose your tappets. No big deal. Just slip them back in when you get ready to put the cam back in. Make sure you drive your piston up as far as you can. Get it out of the way. That's about the best we're going to get. And pull out the crankshaft. So now you can compare crankshafts, see if there's anything squirrely between them. This one's got a longer shaft. Too. We may have to go with, this is going to push it out far. No, it's going to make it going shorter. Yeah, I don't know. You guys see what I'm talking about? I don't know if you guys can see, but this one on the right, this is the one I just pulled out, has got a longer shaft on it. Even to where the nut goes on is longer. Quite a bit, actually. I don't know if that's going to cause a problem. More than likely. You wouldn't think it would, but let's see if the diameters are the same. Let's try that. Okay, it feels good. Going in. Let's see if we can get this up over the... Okay. Take a look at it quick. I mean, I think that'll work. Show you guys what we're talking about here. What I'm concerned about is the length of this sticking out, because this is shorter than this one. See this one here, the distance to the taper is longer. So they may have put more material on the newer block than they did on these older blocks. So this one here I think if we go with the camshaft out of the other motor, we should be good. And then, you know, then this cover, which is what we've been trying to do. I can't keep a band-aid on my finger. It keeps falling off with all the oil and grease. And then this cover has got the big hole for the bearing in it. And the seal. So hopefully we can make that work. I'm wondering if we should just set that flywheel on there. Let's do that. Let's just see. I mean, the other electronics are probably better, but I don't want to try to screw around with it. Go the right way, Ed. We're not going to be able to get this taper. I mean, it looks like it's at the bottom of the taper, sort of. As far in as it goes. Let's see what happens. Nope. Feels like I'm hitting the case. Son of a gun! It ain't gonna work. It's gonna hit before it hits the bottom of the taper. Ain't gonna make it. Or the taper's different. Can't seem to win here. Well, I gotta go out in the garage and grab the camshaft anyway, so let's grab the other flywheel if I can find it. If it's out there. I can't remember if I took it off or if it was already off. It may have already been taken off. But we'll get the other flywheel and see if that's gonna be okay. And then it'll probably mess with the coil. And because it probably doesn't have points. So, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Okay guys, we're back. And as you can see here, our black and white motor now has a side cover on it. I did not show you putting it all back together because I had to take it apart at one point because the camshaft and the crankshaft had to go in together, and you couldn't get the, I had to take it all apart and get it off the rod, so there was some swearing and stuff, and I didn't want to hurt you guys' ears, so now I'm stuck. I gotta figure out a flywheel, and I looked out in my hoard and I thought I had the flywheel for the black motor, and I can't find it. So I did find this flywheel, and it does fit on there, but I have a feeling, and it bottoms out before it hits the case, I have a feeling that this is off a 3.5 horsepower lawnmower push mower. So I got to go out and look again and see if I can find the bigger one, because this one's not going to work. And then I got to see if I can find a coil, because I guess this motor is going to be pointsless or pointless. How's that? Everything I do is pointless. So we'll have to go out and hunt and see what we can find. But that's where we're at.